All right, we're gonna lube the final drive splines on the R1200 GS liquid cooled. I've got this from Beamer Shop. It's just some simple grease. We've used, I think it was a T50 to remove the 5 bolts right there. There we go. That hook into the rear tire, rear wheel. Get those 5 bolts off. Now we've got to remove these 2 bolts, get the brake caliper off. And just because I'll make sure I'm right here. Yeah, T50 for that. Then we have to loosen up the, also removing the speed sensor as well, get those off. And then from there, we're going to loosen this bolt up from the other side. From there, it's supposed to just drop right down. We'll see how that. I want to make sure I didn't steer you astray. So you've got 2 bolts here, and this right here is the speed sensor. It's hanging there, so you just can't drop the final drive without also unscrewing this guy here. All right, that's removed. I put these bolts back in their place so I don't lose them. So now I've already loosened up the brake caliper on this side, or the bolts for it. So now we can just hand unscrew these out of there and pop this off. And get some coat wire to hang this up from your pannier bars if you have them. Okay, this guy's hanging up. Bolts are still intact up there. It's got time also to clean some gunk off this too. So now we're going to loosen this guy up. I'm not quite sure if the final drive protector and final drive guard here are going to become an issue. If they are, just loosen them up. For now, we're just going to loosen this guy up and see what happens. It might drop. Supposedly it is, so get a towel underneath it just in case and go to the races. This thing was torqued down and pretty freaking hard. We should probably undo this thing as well, actually. Just in case. Okay, so it is falling on its own. Oh, it's hanging, I guess, now. So I'm going to loosen these up and let it go. Well, what do you know? This thing is rusted to shit. This bike has 9,000 miles on it. And it is 1 year for manufacturer, 11 months of ownership, 5 of which was wintertime. So this is a 7th-month-old bike with 9,000 miles. And look at that. Well, time to lube it up, I guess. All right, lubing is done. I overdid it a little bit, as you can see here. It's a little overdone. And I put a little bit inside here too and on the edges. It was completely dry, bone dry, so I know this is a little bit extra more than you would need to, but this thing will last you 200,000 miles, this little bit here from Beamer Shop. How much is in there? It's tons in there, so I'm gonna put the Spline Lube label over that just so I remember what it is. This is I would say every 12,000 miles kind of thing. You know, if you just do delivery of a new GS, it doesn't hurt. If you want to get comfortable working on your bike, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and open this up. It's 600 miles for your initial oil change, and lube these up. If there's no lube on them at all, there probably won't be. Mine was completely dry, and then then do it again at 12,000, 24, and on and on. Also, this looks like there's a little bit of Loctite on it, so I'm going to put a little medium thread locker on there. It's some of the permanent stuff that BMW uses, so I'm going to put some of that on there before I close this back up. And I'll link below to the tutorial for this from JVB so you can see the torque specs as well. Alright guys, so now the next part is just getting this back on. I might have to hold this up awkwardly in order, it's very light by the way, in order to get these mated back together. But once that's done, hold this with the bolt while you push this pit back into here. These little claw teeth go into there. It's pretty easy. Yeah, thanks for watching guys. Take care. Alright, now we're going to use our awesome filler tool. Don't forget to put the lower drain plug back in. Awesome filler tool to put 180 milliliters back in the final drive. Don't forget to put the plug in. I've done that before and just basically poured oil just straight through to the bottom.